Hi there, welcome back for the Workplace Ninja Summit pre-selected speaker interviews. My name is Frans Oudendorp, together with,
I'm Harjit Dhaliwal.
as always, my partner in crime. And we're back, Harjit. The last recording that we did was on-prem in Seattle.
Yeah,
And we have a bunch of guys over there where we talked with. That was good, isn't it?
it was great. Yeah, having to sit down with some of these pre-selected speakers at MVP Summit was amazing. It was nice to feel connected right there.
Yeah, but we are not stopped there. We have still
No,
some speakers left, and that are definitely MVPs. But unluckily, they weren't there. Sander, next time that I mention that, sorry for that.
No,
yeah.
it's
But
okay.
No worries.
we
So
have
we got two great key. What do we call that? Uh,
uh,
Not pre-selected, but
pre-selected speakers, featured speakers, whatever. But they got a New Year's gift from Peter Dalman's Harjit.
nice.
And we have Sander Rozemuller and Petri Paavola. Welcome, guys.
Hi.
My pleasure.
Thanks.
And they are both already selected for the Ninja Summit. And maybe in two sentences, a small introduction from your side. Start with Sander.
Yeah, well, no, my name is Sander Rozemuller. I'm living in the Netherlands. Yeah. Um, in meanwhile, I'm already for 4 years MVP right now, hoping for the five next year. Unfortunately, no, not at MVP Summit past year, but hopefully next year. Yeah, my main focus is very wide, but almost every time from an automation perspective. So trying to make things scalable, manageable, getting insights, do some remediation, also at platform level. So yeah, I'm quite new in the modern work area, but I think I already played out the Graph API, so I think I can have a huge contribution on that side, and that's exactly where I'm focusing right now on the modern work. So
Nice. Petri?
that's it.
Great.
So I have the rest of the session now because the introduction usually takes it takes a long time. But let's be quick. So we live and breathe with the Graph API because I do the same thing, like Sander said. So I'm Petri Paavola, coming from Finland. I do snow plowing with my 60-year-old tractor during the winter and try to do some community magic stuff on my office here. So I'm MVP. This is my 14th year for the Windows MVP. And this year I was also awarded to the Intune also. So I'm double MVP. Mostly doing the modern work nowadays, even though I've been doing like Windows MVP, but I do a lot of Intune. I do community tools. I do PowerShell, speaking, and lots of stuff. But so pretty much every day somehow is related to either PowerShell or Intune.
Yeah, so yeah, I know you do some amazing stuff with PowerShell because I've been at some conferences where I've seen you speak and share some of your tools and stuff. So, given that you are doing modern work and Sander is not, I think we'll just like keep him aside, right? We'll just focus on you, right?
Yeah, it's a great plan.
All right. So let's start. Patrick, let's start with you. Like, what you're a featured speaker. Both of you as featured speakers, and you're pre-selected. You submitted some sessions. What is something that you're going to try to share with the attendees at your at Workplace Ninja Summit Switzerland?
And
And
that's
what
the
would be
really
the takeaways as well? What would be the
yeah.
takeaway? Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the right question because whenever I do my presentations, I want to share something. I
Hmm.
want the audience to get something physical, get back to the work and do something amazing, hopefully. So I'm going to talk about community tools. Yes, we know Ronnie and Jürgen has community tools session, maybe.
Right.
But my view is different. So I'm talking more about how to create them. How did I create my tools? And maybe a little bit shout out to some other colleagues. What did they do? But more like what's under the hood. How do you create those ones? A little bit PowerShell
Mm.
tips, how you can make them look good. And maybe I'll talk a little bit about PowerShell, maybe about AI, but my approach for the AI is that how that really helps in real world the IT pros and IT admins doing, for example, the PowerShell scripting. And maybe a little bit troubleshooting, how to read logs, because my tools actually they analyze the logs. So that kind of information. So there are a lot of ideas what I want to share. Maybe some new tools. Last year I kind of blew the roof out of the building. So now the bar is like really high. Actually, last year my session was best session in my 20-year career.
Well done.
On the
Well
feed.
done.
So now
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, what do I do this year? But I have plans. I have
You can
plans.
do it. You can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Looks like there's going to be a lot of takeaways from what you're going to be sharing there. Before we jump to Sander, you mentioned AI. I
Yeah.
want to ask you. So GitHub Copilot, is that something that you focus on as well?
Yes. Yes, a lot. Because that
Okay.
is a game changer. And let's see. I will show it maybe a little bit or a lot. So let's
Oh,
see what we decide to do. But yeah, that's one of the
amazing.
topics. VS Code
All
and
right.
GitHub Copilot. Yes.
Sander?
Yes. Well, first thing I want to say, of course, I know Petri and I know what he does, and yeah, maybe it's an invite or an open invite. But I think we should look up both of us into one room and let's see what happens then. But yeah, also I'm working on some community tooling, but where I'm going to talk about is to look into Intune from an automation perspective. So I'm working with yeah. In basic, I want to explain how Intune works from a platform perspective, like Graph API. So what I do is I'm diving into the graph and then taking all the data which is behind Intune. And Intune is just at the top of the iceberg. What you see in the portal, a lot of information is in the backend, and from there, yeah, I'm trying to explain where to find the data, how to combine it, etc. So from there, you can build your own automation, and I will take the audience step by step to starting from the portal and heading back to the backend, and so you can create your own management system.
Yeah.
Um, so
Amazing. Amazing. And given that the descriptions that you guys, the both of you have provided, I just feel like your sessions are going to be very, very technical, very deep dive. It's going to be almost like brain hurting for attendees, which is a good thing to have. So I'm excited though, and anyone that's listening and watching this, don't miss these sessions. Frans, what you got?
Yeah, we are moving into Switzerland again for the summit. It's always the same. Switzerland. Last year it was Lucerne. The year before was Baden. This year we're moving into Baden again. Is there when traveling? We're all abroad. We're non-Swiss. What excites you to be again in Switzerland? Maybe not from a conference perspective, but also outside the conference and maybe inside, but it's up to you. What excites you to be in Switzerland again, Sander?
well, that's a good question. Well, beside the whole cost perspective, because it's insane at Switzerland, but also that part takes us back to Switzerland, and yeah, and one of the main reasons is because of the community, of course, not especially the event, but just the people who are heading to Switzerland, also the attendees, and Switzerland at itself, the country is, yeah, it's if you compare it with the Netherlands, for example, the Netherlands is a very hasty land, so country. So you have to look back all around you, and if it takes 5 seconds too long, they're bleeping on the horns, and they're calling you. Why does it take so long? Yeah, Switzerland is more relaxed, and I think it's the nature which is heading back to the basics. But yeah, that's a really great point of a great reason why Switzerland is for me a big plus. Also planning to bring my family sometimes to Switzerland, some time to Switzerland also, to show where we have been all those years, and so yeah.
Excellent.
Any addition, Petri?
Is there a life outside of the conference? Because I'm always I'm always getting shout out like, "Hey, Petri, are you coming there?" I'm like, "Oh, I need to do those stuff." But that's like I'm concentrating on the sessions like 100%. But yeah, it's totally different kind of country. And let's not talk about the most expensive Big Mac meal I had there last last time in Basel. But it's like comparing Finland and Switzerland, the whole countryscape, everything is totally different. So it is nice for a northern country to get to something totally different view. But for the conference itself, I just love it. This is highly also technical, but it's like my top rated conference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you
I'm
know, I
getting
learned.
goosebumps because I'm so excited about that one.
Right.
Well, it's
You know,
just
I
one thing
learned.
we heard a lot. Friends and me are from the Ninjas Netherlands, and also in the Netherlands we hosting several meetups every month. And that's also the thing we hear a lot from the locals from that side. It's very relaxed community. It's high technical. It's relaxed. People want to help each other. And that's the same vibe, but then in the real big. So
Yeah. You know, I avoided those expensive Big Macs, but I learned to eat a bit cheaply by going to the co-op grocery stores.
Yep.
You can
Yes.
find some good meals there for much cheaper. So I get what you guys are saying.
And we will do a recording on the city of Baden
Yeah.
transportation and probably some other interesting topics like food and the expensive things of
Yeah.
that. Maybe to finish this one a bit up because this is a short recording featuring you as a speakers. Why, as an attendee, why should I attend this conference and maybe your session,
Mhm.
Sander? First.
Well, first of all, I think the agenda of the whole conference is very wide. So what I've seen in conferences in the past is that you are a bit pushed into one single track, and hopefully you find some sessions that fit your interests. Um, but if you go to the conference in Baden, you can just walk through the whole conference from your own interest, and there's always a session which is fitting to your interest. So the past year, I just picked one single subject, and already from that subject, there were already 10, 15 sessions. So I can always just learn one subject from different sites instead of finding some sessions with maybe it's interesting.
Yeah.
So I think there's some things for everyone.
Well said.
Yeah, and the speakers, because they do know what they are speaking about, they have a lot of knowledge and experience of the stuff they are talking about. So not just slides, but hey, we did this and that, and don't do that because we tried it and it failed. So I think that's really valuable. And in my sessions, you want to come there because no one knows what's going to happen there, including me, which sounds really bad. But I don't rehearse, which sounds even more bad. But I like every session when I do is a premiere. So of course I think about everything, I prepare everything, but I want that when I go to the States, even I don't know fully what's going to happen because that's the part of the story because there's some Finnish short-legged guy doing some crazy stuff in the States, and we because yes, we need to tell the story, but we can tell it in many different ways. So that's why I
Excellent.
want to keep it like the. It will be an experience. So I'm I'm raising the bar like all the
Yeah.
time, but that's what I like
You
to
know
do
what?
because I want to share, and I
Yeah.
want the audience to be entertained and get some valuable information during that time.
Yeah. So one advice for you guys, as much as you guys are really technical, you prepare, you got your stuff together, but make sure you have fun there too.
Correct.
Sure.
Yes.
All right.
Actually, I'm having more fun myself than others, and people are looking like, "Who is that guy laughing to himself?" Well, that's part of the story.
Exactly.
We're also
Right.
humans, so we also make mistakes, and we had to find out some how things
Mhm.
work. So
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's up to everyone. And in addition, what you guys are mentioning about the conference, I think the easiness to collaborate on the floor, not only in the sessions with the speakers, with other attendees, with the guys from and the girls from Microsoft, from the sponsors, that really helps and makes it a really valuable conference. That's my experience from the last few years, and I think yeah, that's great to be there and be back in September in Baden. And if you want to attend the sessions of both of these guys, grab your ticket on wpninjas.eu and be there in Baden. So thanks, guys, for joining us in
Yeah.
this short interview.
Yeah. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you, and we'll see you in Baden.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's move. Let's move into Baden in September. Meet each other and drink a glass of beer together, and then move forward. Thanks,
Yeah.
guys.
Small glass.
bye
A
bye.
small one. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Bye.